July 13th, 1985. Wembley Stadium, London. In a day filled with the biggest music stars on the planet, one man walked onto the stage and in just 21 minutes delivered what many still call the single greatest live performance in the history of rock and roll. He wasn't just a singer, he was a commander, a peacock, a force of nature in a white tank top. He was Freddie Mercury, and the world was his stage. But the man who held millions in the palm of his hand was born a world away, a shy boy with a secret dream. This is the story of how Farrokh Bulsara, an immigrant outsider, transformed himself into a rock and roll god, built one of the world's greatest bands, and in his final years waged a private war with the bravery that defined his immortal legacy. This is the story of Freddie Mercury. He wasn't born a king. He was born Farrokh Bulsara on September 5, 1946, in the British protectorate of Zanzibar off the coast of Africa. His parents were Parsi, followers of the Zoroastrian religion who had emigrated from India. From a young age, he was different, quiet, but with a fire inside. At age 8, he was sent to St. Peter's School, a British-style boarding school near Bombay, India. It was here that he began piano lessons and discovered his love for performance. He formed his first school band, the Hectics, covering Western rock and roll artists. His friends started calling him Freddie, a name he quickly adopted. In 1964, his family fled the violent revolution in Zanzibar and settled in Feltham, Middlesex, a quiet suburb of London. It was a culture shock. Freddie, the flamboyant artist, was now an immigrant in a gray, reserved world. He enrolled in Ealing Art College, studying graphic design, a skill he would later use to design Queen's iconic crest logo. But art was just a stepping stone. His true destiny was music. In London's thriving music scene, Freddie was a fixture, following a band called Smile, which featured a brilliant guitarist named Brian May and a powerhouse drummer, Roger Taylor. When Smile's lead singer quit, Freddie seized his chance. He had the vision, the ambition, and most importantly, the voice. In 1970, the band was reborn. Freddie insisted on a new name, Queen. He said, "It's very regal, obviously, and it sounds splendid." He also adopted a new surname, Mercury, after the messenger of the gods. Farrokh Bulsara was gone. Freddie Mercury had arrived. With the addition of the quiet, genius bassist John Deacon in 1971, the lineup was complete. Their early years were a struggle. They blended heavy rock, glam, and vaudeville theatrics, a sound that was hard to categorize, but Freddie's charisma was undeniable. Their breakthrough finally came in 1974 with the song Killer Keen. It was pure Freddie, witty, sophisticated, and musically complex. The song was a massive hit, and suddenly, Queen were stars. But Killer Keen was just the appetizer. For their 1975 album, A Night at the Opera, Freddie had an idea that was, by all accounts, insane. A 6-minute song with no chorus, blending a rock anthem, a ballad, and a full-blown operatic section. The record label said it was too long and would never be a hit. The band refused to cut a single second. Featuring over 180 separate vocal overdubs, it was a masterpiece of studio engineering and creative genius. They also created a promotional video for it, and in doing so, essentially invented the modern music video. Bohemian Rhapsody defied all expectations. It became Christmas #1 in the UK for a staggering 9 weeks, catapulting Queen from mere stars into musical legends. It was the moment they became untouchable. With the success of Bohemian Rhapsody, Queen's ambition grew. They were no longer a theater band, they were a stadium band. Songs like We Will Rock You and We Are the Champions were written explicitly for audience participation. They became the first major rock band to conquer South America, playing to a record-breaking crowd of over 130,000 people in Sao Paulo. But their crowning moment came at Live Aid. By 1985, some critics felt Queen was past their peak. In 21 minutes, Freddie Mercury proved them all wrong. He owned the stage, the stadium, and the global television audience of 1.9 billion people. He didn't just sing, he connected. From the opening notes of Bohemian Rhapsody to the triumphant finale of We Are the Champions, it was a masterclass in showmanship. He reminded the world that he was the greatest frontman alive. Behind the curtain of superstardom, a shadow was falling. Around 1987, Freddie Mercury was diagnosed with AIDS. In an era of intense fear and prejudice surrounding the disease, he made a deeply personal decision. He would keep his illness private. He didn't want pity. He wanted to work. He told his bandmates, "I want to carry on and work until I fucking drop." And he did. Queen entered their most prolific period, recording the albums The Miracle and Innuendo. Freddie poured every last ounce of his energy and passion into the music. Knowing his time was short, he would record vocals for hours, telling his band, "Write me more. I just want to sing and I'll do it." The songs from this era are filled with a new depth and poignancy. On the track, The Show Must Go On, Freddie delivered one of the most powerful vocal performances of his life, a defiant roar against his fading health. His last appearance on camera was for the music video These Are the Days of Our Lives. Gaunt and frail, he could no longer hide his illness. Yet at the end of the video, he looks directly into the camera, whispers, "I still love you," and walks out of the light. It was his goodbye. On November 23, 1991, he finally released a statement to the public confirming he had AIDS. He said he felt it was correct to keep the information private to protect the privacy of those around him. Just over 24 hours later, Freddie Mercury died at his home in London. He was 45 years old. The world was devastated, but Freddie's legacy was just beginning. He became an icon for the LGBTQ community, a symbol of flamboyant self-expression. The surviving members of Queen organized the Freddie Mercury tribute concert, raising millions for AIDS research. Today, his music is more popular than ever. It fills stadiums. It's the soundtrack to our celebrations and our struggles. He was a champion of the outcasts, a musical genius, and the ultimate showman. He was Farrokh Bulsara, who became Freddie Mercury, who became a legend who will never die. What's your favorite Queen song? Let us know in the comments. Thank you for celebrating the incredible life of Freddie Mercury with us.